You are watching the Stag Sports Network from University Field on the campus of Fairfield University. It's time for NEC Field Hockey, and boy, we've got a good one for you today. It's Fairfield against Wagner. Just only the second time that these two programs have met up here at Fairfield University, but these two teams ready to renew hostilities. They met in the NEC tournament semifinal a season ago. Fairfield with the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. Wagner were the 4 seed but played on their own field. Wagner winning that one by 3-1. So Fairfield looking for a little retribution and to try to pick up also their first victory in league play. The Stags enter today's action at 3-5 overall. 0-1 in the NEC after dropping a 1-0 scoreline to Ryder last Friday. Meanwhile, Wagner already off to a 2-0 start. They've scored 9, conceded none in those 2 conference victories. A 5-0 victory away to Mercyhurst back on September 20th, and then last Friday, a 4-0 victory at home against LIU. Hey everybody, JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for spending your Friday here with us and enjoying our broadcast here on the Fairfield YouTube page as our first broadcast here on this platform. And for Wagner College, I mean, this is a team right now that is certainly in good run at the moment. They have won their last 4 matches, all by shutout, including knocking off Columbia 1-0 in overtime. The player to watch for today's contest for Wagner is the number 18, Emma Lofstedt, the senior from Durban, South Africa. 2 goals, 4 assists this season has already been named a Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and this is going to be match number 65 for her. She has played and started in every game that she could in her career. For Fairfield, they got some success on penalty corners. Really one of the best corner-driven team in the country in terms of earning opportunities. Hadn't really scored many until last Sunday in a 2-1 victory over Maine. And Alice Piferi, the player that got things going, the insert on penalty corners, a junior from Delaware, had a pair of assists in that 2-1 victory against Maine on on Sunday. And Fairfield trying to take a lot of positives from beating a very good Maine team. And candidly, we said on the broadcast last weekend that if Maine had won that one, they probably would be in the NFHCA Top 20 poll. But Fairfield coming away with what could be a signature victory and really a turning point in this 2024 season. One result in conference play already in the books. That's up the road at Yale University, which is the home of Sacred Heart. That was a battle of 2-2-0 teams. It was St. Francis knocked off the Pioneers 2-0. Madison Waldsberger and Consu de Castro with goals for the Red Flash, and they are now at the top of the table. At least at the moment, they could be joined by Wagner if they come through with this one today. Fairfield again looking to try and turn things around here after starting off slowly, losing to Ryder a week ago today. We're underway. Fairfield in the black jerseys, Wagner going with the green. Traditionally, you do see the road team wearing the non-colored jerseys, usually going with a white or a silver, but both teams going with the dark jerseys today. Wagner going from right to left on your screen. Starting lineup looks like this. In goal is Sar Van Dalen, the first-year player from the Netherlands. In the field, Claire Evans wears 2. Flo Lunissen wears 4. 10 is Haley Bianchino. 14, Cami Valor, former Hofstra player, grad transfer. 17 is Romy Mathies. 19 is Rebecca Desiderio. 18, Emma Lofstedt, who we mentioned. Matilda Heisel wears 21. Pilar Lorenzini, 23. Charlotte Mueller wears 32. And Avi DeBar wears 33. She's got 3 goals on the season. Also keep an eye on Cami Valor, who's got 4 goals. And Lunissen wears number 4, has 6 tallies this year. Fairfield a chance into the circle. This is Alex Senior, turns it over. That's a high shot, and it's coming out as Aaron McGinley try to direct that on goal. But it's possession at the 23 back to Wagner, I should say, the 16. Fairfield starters look like this in the field. Alex Senior wears 1. Autumn Bardish, 6. 7 is Aaron McGinley. 11, Madison Millhouse. Good to see her back, by the way, because at the end of that match on Sunday against Maine, last play of the game, it was a Maine offensive penalty corner, and she took an absolute rocket to the midsection, but despite being looked at for a while, is good to go. And Fairfield certainly needing her in the lineup as Madison making career start number 43. No, excuse me, my apologies. Career start 51 here today. Catherine Fitzgerald wears 14, 16, Catalina Ness, 17, Connie Hoffman, who scored the winner in that game against Maine on Sunday. Pilar Mengani, who also netted a penalty corner goal, wears 19. Alice Peferi, who we mentioned, wears 21. Augustina Castellucci, 28. Emily Stribe in goal once again for Fairfield with the sub-1.5 ERA and a save percentage close to 80. Stribe was outstanding in that game against Maine on Sunday, making a co-season best 8 saves. Only got beat late on a penalty corner, as Mengani able to sweep that out wide to Catherine Fitzgerald. Now Connie Hoffman trying to get into the circle. She's stopped by Lorenzini. Hoffman still trying to create something. It's a foul just outside the edge of the circle, so Fairfield will maintain possession. A Wagner team that enters today's match with the league best offense and defense, holding their opponents to 1.1 goals per game and scoring over 2.5. Penalty corners, though, they don't generate as many as the rest of the conference, just a little over 8.5. Fairfield, actually because of the fact that they only had 4 corners in their last match, their numbers dropped down a little bit, but they're still right around 9 corners earned per game, as that's a good read by Castellucci, able to intercept that pass. That was intended for Avi DeBar. And DeBar with the foul. First-year player from Tilburg, Netherlands. Scored a pair of goals in a victory against Hofstra earlier this season. That started this run of form that Wagner have been on. A 4-0 victory, back-to-back games over Hofstra and LIU. That came after the 5-0 win away to Mercyhurst, the new team at Division I college field hockey and the Northeast Conference. As Lorenzini will reverse Fields out wide. This played down the line. That was Valor, able to knock it back. That was deflected out by Fairfield, so it'll reset. Matilda Heisel, sophomore from Germany. And now with Lorenzini, a sophomore from Mendoza, Argentina, had 3 points last year, but 2 assists in that NEC semifinal match over Fairfield. Millhouse, surrounded by 3 Seahawks players, able to find Hoffman. Fairfield trying to break out of the back. That one deflected, and the intent for McGinley, that was actually Catalina Ness's pass. That didn't reach its final destination. Rebecca Desiderio down the line. That's picked off by Peferi. She'll go through Castellucci, trying to pull the strings as she always does. Augustina, senior from Salta, Argentina, with 3 points on the season. Has registered assists in each of the Fairfield's last 2 home victories. That was against New Hampshire on September the 20th and then last Sunday against Maine. Ball into the midfield to find Alex Senior, who's just dropped in a little bit deeper. Usually can either play as that target attacker or perhaps sometimes on the wing. Foul on Wagner, which we'll see all field players drop in and around their 23 or deeper. Wagner also preparing 4 changes in front of us. That ball swept into the circle, knocked down by Connie Hoffman, but she gets called for the foul as Heisel draws the whistle. But Wagner trapped in their own end as they just are able to make the 1 change with Natalie McGivern, sophomore from West Deptford, New Jersey, comes on. Riley Leloup also waiting to come on for Fairfield. Castellucci, big wrap on that right shoulder, by the way. That was not present on the weekend. Good ball ahead to Millhouse, able to sweep it across. A chance here for Fairfield. The shot is saved. First test of the afternoon. Sar Van Dalen denies Connie Hoffman on the turnaround. First signal of intent from Fairfield going forward. Started with a nice run from Madison Millhouse. And finding one of her target attacking players inside the penalty circle. Ball in front of us to Victoria Bruno, a sophomore from Parsippany, New Jersey, but stopped there by Autumn Bardish, a transfer from Merrimack, playing her first season with Fairfield. Ball switched out wide to Bianchino, junior from Hillsborough, New Jersey, but a wayward pass that's intercepted. Wagner from last season's team returning 19 players that reached the NEC championship game, ultimately losing just by 1-0 to Sacred Heart in overtime. As Castellucci, he again has to go a long way back into her own defensive third to recover possession. No doubt it's one of those days where Augustina and a number of other players are going to have to be really patient and pick their moments to break forward. This is a chance right here for Millhouse, trying to sweep that forward. Madison now into the circle, advantage being playing, and it's a corner now that gets called. So Fairfield not only generating the first clear-cut chance on goal, but they have a penalty corner as well, and an opportunity to see what Saar Van Dalen has to work with. Saar with 3 consecutive solo shutouts. She linked up with Puck Shank, a returning goalie from last year, for that 5-0 victory against Mercyhurst a few weeks ago. But Fairfield again, who found the back of the cage a couple of times on Sunday off corners, a chance to replicate that feat. It will be Alice Piferi to insert. Ness and Hoffman to the top of the circle with Castellucci and Senior poised and waiting. The short option is Mengatti, and it goes that way. Pilar sweeps into the circle, and it goes in! Back-to-back games of goals for Pilar Mengatti. At a short corner that works to great success. It's Fairfield 1, Wagner 0. Goal number 8 for the junior out of Madrid, Spain. Again, had the first goal in the victory against Maine on Sunday, and that's just simple corner execution, but at the same time, it can be simple, but it can be very effective. There was a lot of traffic in front of the goalkeeper, Saar Van Dalen, and she really didn't make much of an attempt as that ball was ripped by her before she even reacted to it, as a car collision right in front of us. Condolina Ness gets barreled over by Natalie McGivern. But for Fairfield, once again, playing from in front. That's just their second first quarter goal of the season, but they also were ahead early doors against Maine as well. And that's something that Fairfield had a common knack last season, where they were able to strike early, strike often, and then kind of just utilize their defensive prowess to get them over the line. Remember, a Fairfield team that was 14-3 heading into the postseason last year, a perfect 7-0 run through the Northeast Conference. As a foul gets called, Fairfield thought about going quickly, but Ness will just leave that off. Officially, again, the goal scored for the Stags, Pilar Mengatti, assisted by Alice Piferi. That's now 3 assists for her in 2 games. Of course, all from the set-piece variety, but they all count equally. As Castellucci and Mengatti playing a personal game of catch just on the midway stripe. Now Pilar, a big sweep forward. That gets knocked down. I mean, that must have been, what, 6-7 passes between the two before they elected to release. Trying to find the openings within the Wagner midfield as a long run forward is halted up only just. Matisse down the line. That was intended for 28 Haley Copestick. Fairfield recover possession. Castellucci in the midfield. Piferi. Again, Mengatti going direct here, trying to pick out the front runners. That was intended for Riley Leloup. That ball was hit behind her. Fairfield made a couple of changes after scoring that goal, Riley being one. Also, Kylie Corcoran wears 13 also into the match. Those are usual changes that Stags will make. Also, Sammy Saxon into the game. Cortland Schumacher also has checked on since. 5 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. It's been all Fairfield to begin. 3 total shots, 2 of which on target. This is Cortland Schumacher in possession. Schumacher in her sophomore season out of Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. Playing 17 of the 18 total matches last year. As Wagner make almost hockey line style substitutions, 3 on, 3 off, a foul on Senior. Sees Matilda Heisel restart. Now, senior, we highlighted her at the beginning of the main match on Sunday, and while she didn't register any points offensively, she was very influential, getting a lot of possession and a lot of free runs down the left side all throughout the course of the match. She earned a couple of corners on her own work, or just finding that killer pass into the circle, and Fairfield, no doubt, while they would like to see a few more hit the back of the cage from the now junior from Marlton, New Jersey, Alex's work off the ball has been equally as good as what Fairfield would have hoped out of any forward. And she's going to be someone that no doubt once the ball hits the wood paneling once, then it's going to fall for her often. As senior entered the season with 13 career goals through her first 2 seasons, garnered first team All-NEC, second team All-Region. Fairfield attacking down the left side of the field. Schumacher with a long run forward. Still goes on, but gets fouled. Yeah, I was about to say. For a second there, Desidero thought that she had the whistle in her favor, but Fairfield maintained possession on the attacking side of the field, and everybody in a black jersey in the attacking phase now, trying to double their lead perhaps before we end the first quarter. And Gotti once again, well, not a big sweep into the circle, but good reverse of play. Goes down the line for Fitzgerald, but her pass to senior cut out. It's Wagner. Not too many times they've had steady possession in the attacking half of the field, but these now wheels and turns, has some options with her, one of those being Flo Lunison. But these into, well, just about into the circle, met by 2 Fairfield defenders, and that's taken off nicely by Fitzgerald. And good recovery run by Saxon as well. Doesn't go unnoticed there, because if she lets that go out of bounds, still Wagner in a good position, but now Fairfield can break. And again, they're really trying to stretch the field here. However, Wagner getting numbers behind the ball, intercept play. Instead of going quickly, they'll just slow things down for Charlotte Mueller. Sophomore from Bremen, Germany. Mueller with 5 goals, 3 assists this season. Aaron McGinley ahead with Castellucci. Good interception, though, by Mueller, and a chance maybe now for Wagner with one final break in this first quarter. And this is where you have to be smart right now if you're the visitors. Utilize this little sequence of possession here. A foul again from Fairfield just outside the circle. Mueller sends that forward, finds Valor. Cammie trying to turn it over, but a foul on the attacker, Cammie Valor, and it comes out, and Fairfield now can steady the tide here in the final minute of this opening period. Stags with that 1-goal advantage coming off of a corner in the 8th minute. Almost exactly halfway through the period, 7:28 gone is when the ball found the back of the cage from Pilar Mengatti. And really what was a strong first period from Fairfield, not allowing Wagner really much in terms of offensive sustained possession. No chances really to speak of. Ness, it's not a bad area looking for McGinley, but Aaron didn't see that until it was already by her. Lorenzini gets it out wide. Maybe just enough time here for Wagner to roll the dice going forward. That will go out of play, and it will do it for the opening quarter. All Fairfield in the first 15 minutes here at University Field. They have the 1-goal lead, a goal from a corner. And we'll step aside. We'll have the second quarter coming up after this. You're watching the Stag Sports Network.
Fairfield University's Egan School of Nursing is now offering its nationally ranked and recognized undergraduate nursing program here in Austin.
Fairfield goes above and beyond to make sure that each student is prepared and takes care of their well-being.
I highly recommend this program. Everything about it was just a wonderful experience.
Egan Excellence comes to Austin. Become a nurse in 15 months with Fairfield Egan's accelerated second-degree nursing program. Visit fairfield.edu/nursing-austin.
You're looking at first season head coach Aubrey Matich. Came in as an assistant coach prior to the start of this season, but with the departure of the previous head coach for Wagner, that was Nikki Miller, who went over to Columbia. Now Coach Matich, along with Cam McGillivray, a pair of Old Dominion products, now running the Wagner team. Jackie Kane, 254 career victories, 5-time conference champion between the Patriot League, the MAC, and the Northeast Conference. Trying to get her team their first victory in league play, and also a win today would mean wins in 3 of their last 4. Trying to go keep things rolling at home as well after winning their home opener back on the 6th of September. A pair of losses, something that you don't see all that often with Fairfield losing home games, because in fact for Fairfield at University Field over the last 11 years coming into this one, there's been 10 winning seasons, just the one losing season. And they're a perfect 7-0 at home as well, were Fairfield, but the Stags have certainly turned it around on their own patch over the last couple of games, in addition to the main victory, a 2-1 win over New Hampshire. So doing a nice job against America East opposition as we're underway to begin this second quarter. JJ Duke with you on the Stag Sports Network. Thanks for everyone checking out Fairfield Stags YouTube page. Appreciate all of you in the comments as well. Let us know where you're watching from. This will be Wagner on the opposite side of the field. Wagner, this begins a weekend away from Staten Island. They're home for their previous 3 matches. They'll travel down to Philly to take on Temple on Sunday before 3 consecutive matches at the Wagner Field Hockey Complex, all in the league to follow, including Sacred Heart. That Sacred Heart team that was 2-0 in the league prior to, well, about 15 minutes before we started this game, after then losing to St. Francis. Riders, the only other unbeaten team in the league at 2-0. They're 5-4 overall. Then you have LIU, Stonehill, and Merrimack all at 0-1, and then Mercyhurst had to kind of do things in reverse a little bit, playing a lot of their conference games early on in the season due to their addition into the NEC schedule. That ball turned over as Flolu Nissen now on a break. She's got an option off to her left, but a good stop that was needed to be read well by Castellucci, and she wires it ahead. Well, that was in essence really a 2-on-2. The pass looking for Avi DeBar was read well by the senior midfielder. I just noticed also Castellucci adding some more tape, though this time going to the Kinesio tape on that right shoulder of hers. All bandaged up before the game. Pilar Mengani, the goal scorer down the line. It's a well-searched ball looking for Madison Millhouse, but it goes off of her stick. Haley Bianchino with the interception, though Fairfield get it back. Hoffman now into the circle, waits for the goalie to come out. Ball sent across, goes by everybody, and there's no one there to tap it in at the far post. I also just noticed again, Madison Millhouse a little slow to get back into position, hunched over a bit as well. Not quite sure on that interception after wasn't able to latch onto the long pass from Mengani if she got hit. And remember, she took that shot right at the end of the main match on Sunday, literally the last play of the game. It was a Poppy Lambert penalty corner shot. Lambert, one of the top scorers in the country in terms of active players, absolutely wired it. Madison able to block it, but basically put her body on the line for her team. Looks like, yeah, she's still kind of rubbing and working on the midsection. She does have that right wrist taped up as well. And that pass goes straight into touch, beyond the reach of Claire Evans, former UMass Lowell player, as Wagner, in addition to the new coaches, they also bring in 8 players, 2 of which are transfers. Ball ahead, looking for McGinley. It's knocked down. Senior with space, gets the shot off, and she scores! Well, I said it earlier. It's only just going to be a matter of time before Alex Senior hits the back of the cage. She does so there. It's Fairfield 2, Wagner 0. And it was, again, a little bit of a miscue in the back from Wagner. A couple of players went for the ball, and it went all the way through to Alex Senior, and give her now goal number 2 on the season, 15 of her career. Erin McGinley gets the assist. That's her second helper of the season, just 3rd of her career. McGinley, who also had an assist against New Hampshire, had 5 goals last year, really off of penalty corners, looking for rebounds or second chances. But this time turning into a facilitator. It was a lovely strike from Alex as well. Now Hoffman into the circle, looking for options. Penned on the baseline, tries to swing it around, but Wagner come away with it. Now Charlotte Muller looking for an outlet. A foul on Fairfield. This is exactly what Jackie Kane and her staff would have wanted to see from their team, especially at home. Start brightly and just keep the momentum and the pressure going. Knowing that a Wagner team that hadn't conceded a goal in the better part of 2.5 weeks. The last time that they gave up a goal was back on September the 15th in a 2-0 loss to Vermont, then 4 straight shutouts after that. So scoring early, that's exactly what Fairfield were looking for, and they've got it. Now just trying to keep the momentum going through the rest of this opening period. Autumn Bardish will restart play. Mengati slowly to bring it out of the back. It's a long ball looking for Senior, but just goes by her. Rebecca Desidero lost out. Senior influencing the turnover. Now to Catherine Fitzgerald. Fairfield looking very comfortable in possession. Can hear a little bit downstairs from Coach Metich, wanting her team just to press a little bit higher up the field, a little bit slow to heed those instructions, and a miscue there, Bianchino not linking up with Cami Valor, and a few players kind of up in arms at the moment, asking different things out of each other. Valor, the product from Argentina, just not on the same wavelength. And again, Fairfield able to break lines pretty easily as Cortland Schumacher goes out wide to Riley LaLoop, and she's able to skip past a defender. It's numbers for Fairfield going forward. Return back to Fitzgerald, but the ball was just a little bit behind the intended mark, and Charlotte Muller able to intercept it. Now Wagner can break as this game's starting to get a little stretched here. Ahead to Avi DeBar. She's got options either side. DeBar ladles it across. Stribe able to kick it out, and that's important for Emily Stribe. Had literally nothing to do in the first quarter, not even a ball entering the circle, but able to cut down the angle. Not a shot on goal, but a key intervention nonetheless. But you can see now the instructions from the Wagner coaching staff starting to be taken a little bit more as Wagner pressing higher up the field, forcing a couple of turnovers. Still plenty of time, of course, in the context of this game, but you feel like Wagner, they'd love to have one before halftime. That ball sent into the circle off of a Fairfield defender. That was Pafari. Hit her on the ankle outside the circle. It will stay with Wagner. Mueller has to carry the 5 yards before into the circle, but Fairfield able to slow any further progress. It's Camille Perloff into the match, wears 10 with the interception. Fairfield again trying to play out of close quarters, but play through the lines of Wagner. Bardish able to complete the move, and now Fairfield again can break. They've been given the space out wide, and they've used it. A bit of a break there, actually, for Wagner's Pilar Lorenzini, because she fanned on receiving the pass, and so did Alex Senior. If Senior got it, she is in on goal with absolutely no one around her in a green jersey. Yeah, Fairfield very comfortably, even playing it out almost on their own end line. But utilizing quick passing, making this field as expansive as possible. They often talk about teams that look dangerous, but there's no threat to it, but then teams that look threatening every time that they go forward, and Fairfield are certainly the latter today. They've asked a lot of questions out of this Wagner defensive unit. Again, it helps when they're able to play pretty much around every player in a green jersey. And when they've gotten the ball into the circle, they've looked like they can go ahead and score. And then when they don't get it, they're the ones that are hounding defensively, trying to win the ball back for their team. Wagner's had some issues, just even linking up some simple passes at times, as Lorenzini now looking for an outlet. Instead elects to try and dribble through, and that ball is, well, a little unlucky. It's Riley LaLoupe. That's something that she really kind of made a good habit for herself, almost using a ice hockey style poke check. Done it a few times this year, just taking the ball right off the carrier. Almost just inviting players to attack right at her. Again, Fairfield win the ball back comfortably as Bardish linking up with Hoffman, who sits Mueller down. I don't think Connie knew much about it. She reverses back to Castellucci. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Fairfield with all 4 shots of the contest. 3 of them on target, 2 go in. 1 off of a corner. And then Alex Senior in the 19th minute from the run of play. Ball down the line, that's kept on by Hoffman. Nifty stick work, gets it towards the circle, finds an outlet, ball sent across. Oh, and that one was kicked away only at the last moment. It was Kylie Corcoran. That's just her 2nd shot of the season, but I'm not sure how comfortably Sar Van Dalen saw it, because that was very late to react to it. And sometimes, again, all you have to do is just ask questions out of a goalie, put shots on target, and see what happens, especially with the amount of bodies in front of the Wagner goalie. Must have been off-sighted. Flo Lunissen now. She has to start getting involved on the offensive side of things, but again, Augustina Castellucci just draped on her like a blanket. Comes away with the interception. Lunissen checks off and is not really pleased about her match thus far. In fact, shaking her head as she slams her stick down. As Fairfield have really cut away anything going forward for the visitors. Fitzgerald. That's a nice touch from Castellucci, just deflecting that to Fitzgerald. There's plenty of players to aim for. Foul outside the circle. It looked like that ball got stuck underneath Catherine for just a moment there, halting her progress. Corcoran once again into the circle, looking for an outlet. Not sure Fairfield were looking for a corner there or try to get a shot off. It was neither. Now Wagner will just send it the length. And really, if nothing else, just to reset, get some fresh legs onto the field. Fairfield will oblige also by making 4 changes. 2.5 minutes in this second quarter to go. Fairfield with goals in both of them. And can't really say it enough how comfortable Fairfield have looked in possession today. Even during the course of this second period, with Wagner stepping up a little bit, Fairfield have played around and through the players in the green jerseys. And you could certainly say that they're worth the advantage that they've had, and maybe perhaps enough time to generate one more look as Castellucci again towards Bardish. That one eventually finds its target. It's Perloff, chance to turn it around. It's a good shot and it's saved. That time Sar Van Dalen did see it cleanly, but boy, Camille Perloff creating an angle out of not much. Had a lot of space, but still nearly picked out that top corner. Now Senior into the circle. There's an advantage. This, though, was outside the circle, the original contact. Senior, stop for a moment, still dribbles. Senior on her own, just wide. Again, said a little while ago, once one hits the back of the cage for Alex, it was her second of the season, but once one got in, you feel like a few more were going to start falling quickly. And she is looking the part today as we're in the final minute of this first half. That one missed by a few inches. I think Van Dalen was pretty comfortable with the sights. Now perhaps here for Madison Millhouse to try and break. A foul on Haley Bianchino, who attacked the ball, but the foul was called on her. Millhouse just bullying her way forward. Might have gone down a little bit too easily as Claire Evans showed the stick, but there was no contact. Senior towards the circle. That's a foul on Wagner. Fairfield, one last chance here. Have to take the 5 before they send it in. Ness eventually into the circle, trying to find a foot. It was never going to be on. And Wagner now can carry out, and really for them might just be better served to get it to halftime. They'll get the foul. Maybe Claire Evans might just send one long and hope for something, but in fact she is just going to put it to the corner, and that is going to do it for this first half. But probably one of the best halves of hockey that Fairfield have played this season. A goal in each quarter. One from Pilar Mengatti in the 8th minute, then Alex Senior in the 19th minute. The first of 2 was from a corner, then Senior from the run of play. We will step aside for halftime, be back in 10 minutes for the start of the second half. You're watching Fairfield Field Hockey on the Stag Sports Network.
There's a lot to get involved in. Movie nights on campus, tons of service opportunities, President's Ball, Red Sea Madness.
Fairfield has provided me countless opportunities through clubs and activities and events to broaden my horizon.
You can drive 2 miles and you can be in a beautiful downtown area with a beach that's awesome. Take a train for an hour and then you'll be right in New York City.
I think a big part of growth within extracurriculars is building connections and forming lasting friendships.
There's so much that the campus provides for us to really optimize our student experience. It's really fantastic.
Fairfield University's Egan School of Nursing is now offering its nationally ranked and recognized undergraduate nursing program here in Austin.
Fairfield goes above and beyond to make sure that each student is prepared and takes care of their well-being.
I highly recommend this program. Everything about it was just a wonderful experience.
Egan Excellence comes to Austin. Become a nurse in 15 months with Fairfield Egan's accelerated second-degree nursing program. Visit fairfield.edu/nursing-austin.
There's a lot to get involved in. Movie nights on campus, tons of service opportunities, President's Ball, Red Sea Madness.
Fairfield has provided me countless opportunities through clubs and activities and events to broaden my horizon.
You can drive 2 miles and you can be in a beautiful downtown area with a beach that's awesome. Take a train for an hour and then you'll be right in New York City.
I think a big part of growth within extracurriculars is building connections and forming lasting friendships.
There's so much that the campus provides for us to really optimize our student experience. It's really fantastic.
Fairfield University's Egan School of Nursing is now offering its nationally ranked and recognized undergraduate nursing program here in Austin.
Fairfield goes above and beyond to make sure that each student is prepared and takes care of their well-being.
I highly recommend this program. Everything about it was just a wonderful experience.
Egan Excellence comes to Austin. Become a nurse in 15 months with Fairfield Egan's accelerated second-degree nursing program. Visit fairfield.edu/nursing-austin.
There's a lot to get involved in. Movie nights on campus, tons of service opportunities, President's Ball, Red Sea Madness.
Fairfield has provided me countless opportunities through clubs and activities and events to broaden my horizon.
You can drive 2 miles and you can be in a beautiful downtown area with a beach that's awesome. Take a train for an hour and then you'll be right in New York City.
I think a big part of growth within extracurriculars is building connections and forming lasting friendships.
There's so much that the campus provides for us to really optimize our student experience. It's really fantastic.
Fairfield University's Egan School of Nursing is now offering its nationally ranked and recognized undergraduate nursing program here in Austin.
Fairfield goes above and beyond to make sure that each student is prepared and takes care of their well-being.
I highly recommend this program. Everything about it was just a wonderful experience.
Egan Excellence comes to Austin. Become a nurse in 15 months with Fairfield Egan's accelerated second-degree nursing program. Visit fairfield.edu/nursing-austin.
It's a very good business, and actually nursing as well. Great for nursing also.
Those facilities are so much nicer now.
Communicated as well. So have you worked with Casey Tiffany? Classes for much of that?
How? What? No, he's cool with my class, and then
Yeah, that's what dude, like being in this location and getting into your, if you choose to get into this there's, it's like the mecca because New York City's close by with a ton of different networks because they didn't want to pay the taxes in New York to go to school. So it's one of the got lost in that it's not a bad spot for like at least to get your foot through ESPN obviously right here. Other guy, Steve here, he's got an MLB TV, yeah.
Welcome back here to University Field, just a few moments away from the start of the second half between Fairfield and Wagner. JJ Duke with you. It was all Fairfield over the first 30 minutes, out shooting Wagner 7-0. A Fairfield team that got goals in the first quarter from Pilar Mangani off of a corner, and then Alex Senior in the 19th minute off of a lovely feed by, but actually the assist now changed to Catalina Ness. But Senior able to finish off her second goal of the season. Take a look at the all-time series history between these two teams. I mentioned earlier, this is just the second ever meeting at Fairfield. It was kind of a little bit of a weird flip in the schedule when Wagner started field hockey prior to the 2019 season. And then the shortened 2021 season happened. Fairfield basically played their first three matches against these two teams on the road, plus a postseason match. Teams played here in 22. Now they're here once again. They split the meetings last year, regular season to Fairfield, postseason to Wagner, and Wagner certainly hoping to get something here in this third quarter. Likely they need one early just to feel like they're back into this match as the teams will trade sides. Scores from elsewhere, we already know St. Francis knocking off Sacred Heart 2-0. Third quarter up in Northeastern Massachusetts, Ryder leads Stonehill 1-0. Semra side with a goal in the 12th minute for Ryder University. Halftime up in North Andover, Mass. LIU leads Merrimack 3-0. Michaela Skibski, Ava Valentini, and Kiki Bruning all with goals for the Sharks. It's not a double league weekend. Fairfield, though, do have the double league window because they host Mercyhurst, and that's going to be noon. You can watch it right here, same platform on Fairfield Stags YouTube channel. That's a foul on Wagner, and it'll be Alice Piferi to insert. That's a nice stop, and now a chance here for Wagner to try and break on the counter. Avi DeBar, she gets halted once again by Augustina Castellucci, who's putting a very good performance together over the course of these first 31 minutes. Been an absolute rock on the defensive side of the midfield. Reverse of play to Catherine Fitzgerald. Now Fairfield trying to make a run once again down the left. Alex Senior into the circle, gets stopped right there. Good work by Pilar Lorenzini to intercept. Flo Lunison forward, looking for a foul, none called. She said that Fitzgerald interfered, but no whistle. Umpires have allowed this match to play and to breathe a bit. Not too many fouls to speak of. Usually this is a sport where you see a lot of fouls get called, mostly though with ball hit feet and a few others, but yeah, it's been pretty clean thus far. Wagner breaking down the left. Haley Bianchino ahead. A couple players in green jerseys now inside the circle. Ball finds the stick of Romy Mathies. Bit of a heavy touch, able to get it end line, looking for a corner, none given. You see Aubrey Matich below us, arms open, saying, "Where was it?" But the ball never hit a foot of a Fairfield player. Ariel, though, coming back. And well, that's interesting there because it looked like for a second Rebecca Desidero just played that one straight over the end line, but was claiming, "Oh no, I'm moving the ball forward." And the referee said, "Yep, play on." Lunison passing to the circle, knocked down. Fairfield, they don't have many options going forward as Alex Senior was the farthest player ahead. So it stays now with Wagner. Mathies. Lorenzini across the way. Claire Evans sweeps it towards the corner. Cami Valor draws the restart. Turns it around. Ball knocked down by Castellucci. Gets into the circle. The shot that gets knocked away. Rebound put wide. Believe it was, Pilar Mengatti that gets the last touch. I'm not sure if that actually got all the way home to Emily Strye, but she had to make herself big anyways. So Wagner still without a shot here in this match. But in a good position. Lunison. It's a corner. So now the first real opportunity for the visitors. It is their first corner of the contest. They average 8.8. But if there is something to look out for, though, this Wagner team, they are a second half team. Of the 22 goals scored in regulation this season, 15 of them have come in the second half, 9 in the third quarter. It is a big moment right now for Wagner, their first real look in this contest. Charlotte Moeller to insert. Also just noticing, this is well off your camera, but the Wagner goalie, Sar Van Dalen, just getting a piece of tape applied to the top of her mask to kind of bank off the sun that's going into her eyes. You can't wear a hat in goal, so got to put some sort of protection there to try to deflect the sun. Not a great set, and the shot goes wide. It's kind of sprawling there as Lorenzini to track it down, and A.B. DeBar put that one well wide of the mark. Didn't look like Emily Stride was all that worried about it. Gave it the dive nonetheless, but that is the first shot of the match for Wagner. There's definitely, though, the worrying signs for Fairfield in the sense of, with the 2-goal advantage, they say in sport that's the most tenuous to defend. Oh, how about that for Connie Huffman? That ball stay on. Yes, it did. Boy, 3 dribbles on the top of the stick, and she finds Alex Senior. Senior through on goal, shoots, goes wide. Well, if that ball went in, then we go back and replay that assist because that was all Connie Hoffman juggling that ball on her stick to keep it on. You can step out of bounds, but as long as the ball stays on, then you're fine. That would have been absolutely a worldie of a team goal for Fairfield. Interception from Madison Millhouse. Muller. Halted by Madison Millhouse. A tough player to beat on the best of days. Millhouse, multi-time all-conference honoree. Last year, first team and defensive player of the year. Desidero, Rebecca Desidero, pass deflected out. Victoria Bruno just checking in. That's not a good ball, though, and Fairfield, well, they had it stopped by Catalina Ness. Muller now at 2 points all of last season in her first year with Wagner, now up to 13 points by 5 goals and 3 assists. I was wondering how you get that math. It's 2 points for a goal and 1 for an assist in college hockey. Ironically enough, in ice hockey, it's just a point across. That one never really figured that one out. That's a discussion for another day. In front of us with Victoria Bruno. No, excuse me. Yeah, it is Bruno. My apologies. And dribbles that one straight out. And it'll be back over to Fairfield. Much better here in the third quarter from Wagner, and you'd expect it to be. Coach Metich and her staff trying to get her team going a little bit. That's a chance now, advantage being played on, and it will be a corner. There's a miscue in the back from Fairfield, led to Victoria Bruno capitalizing. She gets tripped outside the circle, but you play the advantage, and now Wagner, their second corner. And this is where, again, that 2-goal margin can be oh so precarious at times. While Emily Strive is yet to be tested in this match, she had plenty of corners to fend off on Sunday against Maine, 10 of them, in fact, in the second half. I'm trying to see this one through right here. Was not a great corner routine from Wagner the last time they had it. Charlotte Muller will once again insert. Pilar Lorenzini, the lone player at the top of the circle, is the stop. You also have Matilda Heisel there as well. Avi DeBar, the one that's poison ready. It is DeBar, drag, knocked down, didn't get all the way through. Second shot saved by Stribe. That's denying Lorenzini. Ball still being jousted for in the circle. It's another corner to come. So Pilar Lorenzini divide by Emily Stribe. First save of the day for the Fairfield goalie. We'll do it again. As Avi DeBar still not able to get a clean look on target from corners. This is better, though, from Wagner. And Wagner entering today with a 4-match winning streak. They hadn't conceded to go all the way back to September 15th, but giving up 2 in the first half. Muller once again to insert. DeBar with another look. That one deflected. Good stop by Mengatti. No, excuse me, Pifferi, another advantage in a corner. And Alice Pifferi, yeah, she is very slow to get back to a vertical base. Took a rocket of a wrister off the ankle. Looks like she is all right. Wagner coming ever closer now to breaking down the door and finding their first. It's going to be the 4th corner for the Seahawks. It's all gone to Avi DeBar. Instead, it's Lorenzini, and the shot is wide. So Fairfield's penalty corner defense holding firm in that situation. Yeah, a couple of looks, but Emily Stribe continuing to see off all chances. in that 8-save performance against Maine. Actually, each of the last 2 home games that Fairfield have had. Maine on Sunday, and then back on September the 20th against New Hampshire. Stride with 8 stops in both of those games. Got the NEC Defensive Player of the Week after that New Hampshire performance. Fairfield need to find a little bit of a release here. They look for the long ball for Riley Lulu. It's a foul on the Fairfield attacker. Desidero to restart play. After Wagner with 0 shots in the first 30 minutes, 6 of them here in the third quarter, only the 1 on target. Foul on Natalie McGivern for a trip. Fairfield could use some fresh bodies. There's 2 that are waiting. Madison Millhouse comes off, I think inadvertently. She also gets called for a foul on the aerial. She was coming to be replaced by Catherine Fitzgerald. Still, Kylie Corcoran waits in front of us. Romy Matisse getting a little bit further down the field. Desidero to reverse it all the way back to Pilar Lorenzini. Claire Evans ahead for Charlotte Muller. Back over to Fairfield, though. There was a whistle. I was about to say players kept going at it for a moment. Madison Millhouse, who came off about 40 seconds ago, is getting ready to check back in. I think had to be tended to by the athletic trainer for just a second. Ferry. I'm not sure if she intended that to go towards Schumacher all the way down the line for Saxon, but gets it back anyways. Great stick work. Nearly linked up, though, with Cortland Schumacher. Intercepted by Matilda Heisel. Wagner again, patient in their build-up. Don't need to be urgent just yet. This has been the best of the 3 periods that they've played thus far. Big ball from Muller that's deflected out. It will be at the 23 for the Seahawks. Under 5 minutes to go in this quarter. Wagner shooting Fairfield 6-1 in this period. Before Muller could go any further, the referee says back up. Wagner asking for 5 not given. That's going to be Fairfield ball. It's just off the bottom of your picture. See once again Aubrey Matich, arms open, saying, where is the 5? Because when there's a foul committed, the defender has to give away the 5 yards and be away from the player with the ball. Otherwise, at that point, it could have been upgraded to a corner. But the umpire is happy just to allow play to carry on. Aerial down the line that finds Madison Millhouse. Able to take it down. Move keeps going ahead to Riley LaLoop. This is better from Fairfield, trying to generate some on the rush, but we go the other way. Ever since that string of corners for Wagner, Fairfield seemed to settle back in. They had 4 and a turnover now. Kylie Corcoran ahead of the pack has the ball taken off of her stick. Sammy Saxon close in the vicinity to join her on that solo endeavor, but it's Wagner now who again try to break out, but a little bit deeper inside their half of the field. Good step by Alicia Peferi. And this is where you settle right now if you're Fairfield. Now reestablish possession in the attacking third of the field.
Wait a second.
Still a few players off the field of the usual attacking options. Garnering a little bit of rest before we see them back onto the field, likely for the 4th quarter. Good interception. Move stays on. First year Corcoran back over with Connelina Ness. Mengotti ahead of Fitzgerald. Knocks it towards Saxon, but boy, just a heavy enough touch to take it off of her. It was a good little redeflect. But it stays on for Fairfield. Corcoran. That's a good tackle by Avi DeBar. And now Wagner can break, and they have numbers, one to each side. Cami Valor off to the right, Pilar Lorenzini to the left. It's a foul on Mengati, almost taking one for the team. Moeller to play it quickly ahead. Cami Valor into the circle. Able to skip past a defender. Turns it around. Shot goes wide. It was knocked behind by Fairfield. Emily Stribe closing down the angle. Again, not quite sure if there was a defender's stick that got in the way of that one. A nice little move on the break. And now Fairfield absorbed the whistle, and they'll get possession back. But this is the response that Wagner wanted. Really trying to flex their muscle in this third period. Obviously would have loved the goal, especially from the four corners that they had in quick succession. Possession back to Wagner off the failed aerial from Fairfield. Moeller trying to turn it around. Look at the hounding there from Connie Hoffman, and she's able to keep it. Great work from Connie. Well, as I say that, of course, concedes possession, but Stoppel could have been a real dangerous moment. Now it's Bianchino trying to get it ahead. This time, though, dispossessing. Now Fairfield, well, they don't have many options. Nearly able to make something up of it between Pilar Mengati and Beatrice Lovinic. First 22 checked on a minute ago or so. 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Wagner certainly had a lot more possession in the attacking third than their opponents, but Fairfield have had the bend, don't break mentality, though. Madison Millhouse just plays that straight out behind the end line. Wagner need to get on with proceedings here. Down to 18 seconds in the quarter. They'd love to end the period on a corner. It's a foul outside the circle. Millhouse pretty much takes it for the team. DeBar at the edge of the circle with 7 seconds left. Fended off by Fairfield. Millhouse once again had it but lost her stick. And Fairfield can clear it away, and that will do it for the end of the third. 45 minutes in the books here from University Field. Wagner pressed, but Fairfield maintains their 2-goal lead heading into the fourth.
There's a lot to get involved in. Movie nights on campus, tons of service opportunities, President's Ball, Red Sea Madness.
Fairfield has provided me countless opportunities through clubs and activities and events to broaden my horizon.
You can drive 2 miles and you can be in a beautiful downtown area with a beach that's awesome. Take a train for an hour and then you'll be right in New York City.
I think a big part of growth within extracurriculars is building connections and forming lasting friendships.
There's so much that the campus provides for us to really optimize our student experience. It's really fantastic.
Moments away from the start of the fourth quarter of action here. Fairfield leading Wagner 2-0. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Fairfield Field Hockey as they will continue their homestand on Sunday, a noon start against the brand new squad in Division I college field hockey. That's Mercyhurst. That's a league match as well. Then Fairfield will take a road trip to Long Island to take on the Sharks next Friday before returning home to take on Merrimack the following Sunday. The two home matches you can watch right here on the Fairfield Stags YouTube page as part of the Stags Sports Network.
Keep the counter!
Well, important team talks from both sides entering into this final period where Fairfield bit more defensive than they would like to be, knowing though that Wagner would certainly push a few buttons after trailing 2-0 after halftime. Wagner did a lot of things right, but the Fairfield defense were resilient. Emily Strive, though, only seeing one of the 7 shots that Wagner took in that period on target. As we begin the fourth quarter, Fairfield now is 15 minutes away from taking what could be a very important step going forward in terms of their bid to get back into the conference tournament, and again the regular season champions from 1 season ago, but losing to the same very Wagner squad 3-1 in the semis. Obviously want to reverse fortunes from last year, but a good start to this fourth quarter for the hosts. As Alice Peferi down the line looking for Catherine Fitzgerald. A nice little move to get to the end line. Fitzgerald able to help that across, looking for Hoffman, and it's kicked away. That was Alex Senior's shot who was saved, and now a corner to come. Well, it all started by Catherine Fitzgerald getting herself in line, and then that ball, which was intended for Connie Hoffman, got to Alex Senior. Her shot was then saved by Sar Van Dalen. And now Fairfield will have a corner, just their second of the match, but their first one found the back of the cage. So Alice Peferi will insert now 3 assists on corners in the last 2 matches for Fairfield. The lone corner that Fairfield took in this match went short to Pilar Mengadi, wears 19. Long pause. Now we are ready to go. And once again, it is short to Mengadi. That one's saved, and it comes out as that hits a Fairfield player. It was Connie Hoffman who lost her balance. Sar Van Dalen picking up the stop. That is her 5th save of the match, and now Wagner can try and break on the counter. Van Dalen, during those previous 3 solo clean sheets and 4 total shutouts, 1 combo with puck shank, she had made a grand total of 8 saves in those 4 matches. It was a bit wasteful, though, on the switch of play from Matilda Heisel, though Van Dalen's career high was 7 against Vermont right before this winning streak began. And this is the 5th time this season that she has registered 5 stops in a match. Again, also, what will be a tricky factor for the Wagner goalie the rest of the way is the sun is now starting to set right in her eyes. A turnover and a chance here for Wagner to try to hit on the break. Lorenzini sends it across, and that one is cleared off the line. Catalina Ness with the goal line clearance off of an awkward pass. Actually, no, are they going to bring this back for a corner? They will bring it back for a corner. Still, though, I believe there was an advantage that was played after Pilar Lorenzini swept it across. And then Ness, right place, right time to help it off the line. Boy, but a turnover in a bad area from Fairfield. And now Charlotte Muller will insert. You feel like right now this is a big moment here for Wagner. Dodging a bullet on a penalty corner that they defended. Now they can get one right back. Swept ahead by Lunissen, scrambling his stride, still waiting, saves that one on the end line from Muller. Emily Stride was caught on the ground but was able to recover and then slapped the second effort wide of the mark. That is her 2nd save of the contest, and now Fairfield, well, they thought they could break, but it's a foul against the Stags. Lorenzini wired it towards the circle, knocked down Flo Lunissen. That's over the bar. Well, you figured the sophomore from Breda, Netherlands, would start factoring a bit more in the offense with 36 goals on the season entering today, but just not able to find the right texture on the shot. And again, Fairfield catch a little bit of a break off of their own miscue in their defensive end of the field. Not the worst thing in the world, though, for Fairfield just to change the point of attack and allow their forward line to get up. But Wagner, who were outshot 7-0 after the first period, are now outshooting Fairfield 11-10. Madison Millhouse comes away with a takeaway. Millhouse now into the circle, tries to go end line, squares it across. It's knocked down by Van Dalen. What a job there by Madison Millhouse, who, by the way, is still looking for her first career goal. A defender by trade, does have 1 assist to her name. That came last year in the crosstown rivalry game against Sacred Heart University. But boy, nearly made something out of nothing there. It's a foul on Connie Hoffman right in front of the Fairfield coaching staff. You see left to right, Jackie Kane, Susanna Townsend, and Mal Iglesias. They didn't need to move after that ball went out of play as they were inside their own box. Those, of course, as I say, they didn't have to move. I think Mal just got attacked by a beast, so that basically moved her from her spot. As Fairfield now will change the point of attack to the left side. That pass goes beyond Senior. Hesitation to get play back underway because the multi-ball system on the field. Now the umpires change their mind. Possession back over to Fairfield. As a number of the Fairfield players and coaches with a wry grin about the decision of the change of possession. Autumn Bardish now playing 1 and 2 with Catalina Ness. 50 minutes gone here. Goals in the first half. One from Pilar Mengati in the 8th minute for Fairfield off of a penalty corner, and then Alex Senior from the run of play in the 19th. Turnover, though, from Fairfield. Natalie McGivern drawing the whistle. Here comes Romy Matisse, trying to get herself inside the circle, and is going to be just back out to the 23. Well, you have to wonder now, when does Coach Aubrey Matich think about pulling her goalie? We've seen Fairfield go pretty aggressive on that side when they've trailed in matches this season, especially now with league results and points at play. Riley Lalube, can she keep it on? She can't. It's about a good effort. What was a first half for Fairfield that they were predominantly in the ascendancy. It's now been all Wagner here in the second half. But it's moments like that, so Bianchino plays it straight out. It's just almost pressing a little too much from Wagner. Trying to make that perfect play. Well, that looked like a foul on Fairfield, but the referee says play on. Actually, there wasn't even a play on, it was just play. And Fairfield will use it. Catalina Ness trying to round Bianchino. She does so. Ness into the circle, sends it across, and it's blocked away by Dolan. Popped a long way outside of the circle. Possession of Fairfield on the 23. No, the referee wasn't satisfied and has Mengati bring it back.
Got that, take it! PP drop! Got that, take it! PP drop!
Autumn Bardish into the circle. Senior was stretching, but it just goes by her. I think that was intended for Connie Hoffman, but Alex Senior, after getting the goal earlier in this match, still buzzing and just hunting down anything inside the circle, and just nearly came away with it. Now foul on Charlotte Moeller. Just about halfway gone in this final period. Senior now into the circle. Alex Senior with the drive, and she scores! It's 2 for number 1. Alex Senior gets Fairfield now a 3-goal lead. Alex Senior, who last season had a couple of goals in a conference win at Merrimack, had 5 goals in conference action last year. Just the one tally on the 2024 season prior to today. She's got 2. And Fairfield, who had been playing very much defensively over the course of this second half, they get their third. You say on the day they've probably been good for the result. Now they just have to lock in here. If you're Wagner, now you really just have to sell out going forward. In the grand scheme of things, goal difference is a very low tiebreaker, so you're just going to send everybody forward. And it's coming out possession of Fairfield. Riley Leloup gets an assist on that, her first of the season, also first of her career as well. She had 2 goals earlier this year, one away at Bryant in the season opener, and then that 5-0 drubbing of Holy Cross. Good work by Cortland Schumacher, and she could play quickly. And Alex Sr. might latch onto this one. Fairfield have been outshot in the second half 11-4, but they found ways to be dangerous. Now Alex Sr. sitting on a hat trick, turns it around. Oh, it's a good save. Leloup with the rebound. Back to Senior. Boy, that would have been something if she got a hat trick. That is a really decent save from the freshman goalie, Sarah Van Dalen. Had to react to that effort. As this one, Emily Stribe will let that go in. For those curious, you have to have a touch inside the circle. So it's possession back to Fairfield. Treat it as like it went out of bounds. You bet now Alex Sr. might be thinking, I'm going to say this with the greatest respect to what you want forwards to be. Be a little selfish in this situation. If you have a look, go and try and take it, because you want your goal scorers only hunting goals at this, really in general, but especially at this stage in the match. If you have a look, go and strike. And Fairfield might have something here as Camille Perloff has gone forward, sends it ahead. And of course, with that being said, if a forward thinks pass is better in a first situation, yes, make that pass. But if you have a look, don't think, take it. And that's what Seniors had the mindset today. Advantage being played. Senior towards the circle. Collision, but the referee says play on. That was interesting there. It was 2 coming together. 2 players, I should say, coming together. Alex Senior with 7 shots today, 4 on target, 2 have gone in. Interception, that was just a very tired pass from Matilda Heisel.
Keep it, easy.
Turnover, maybe to Barr. Slowed up there by Castellucci, then assesses the foul. Pilar Lorenzini again forward, didn't get much of a connection onto it. Riley Leloup takes it away, and boy, if she hits a big ball down the line, she's got Camille Perloff. Leloup, yeah, no real chance when you have 4 players surrounding you. Foul. Fairfield will possess. Muller near side with Romy Mathies. That's a nice run from the Wagner winger. Fairfield with the interception. Ness will just go into the corner here, and he can have that game management mindset. Up 3 in a league contest. Yeah, and I was about to say, Avi DeBar, just absolute shot out of a cannon. That ball never was reset. So that ball has to come back. Oh, nice move. Advantage being played, and it's a corner. Charlotte Muller doing a really nice job there to generate something really from not much. And the player who's amongst the conference leaders in goals, assists, and points per game. Muller a chance maybe to grab one here for Wagner inside the final few minutes.
Hey, let's go!
Wagner had 4 penalty corners in the third quarter, none of which came to fruition. One save needed to be made by Emily Stribe. There have been a couple of turning points in this match, though. One defensive save for Fairfield. There's Catalina Ness. Fairfield now need to turn up the screws here defensively. DeBar, once again the drag flick. It's knocked down, loose inside the circle, and it's played away. That was by Pifferi. Still on, though, for Wagner. It's another corner to come as Fairfield never got it outside the circle. So another corner. Wagner just, again, piling up the pressure, trying to take something from this right at the end of the contest. Again, DeBar, drag flick, deflected. Bar down, did it go over the line? Now it does. As Charlotte Muller was the one that got the last touch off of a deflected shot from Avi DeBar that was off the crossbar. Thought for a second it was in, and then Muller just taps it across the line. So Wagner getting the goal, maybe just a consolation tally, but one nonetheless. I wonder if Wagner might just think now maybe to pull the goalkeeper. You never know, crazier things have happened.
Keep passing!
High press from Cami Valor. Oh, it's a bit of a slip, and Fairfield will catch a break on that as DeBar lost her balance. That's a bit of a bummer for Emily Stribe. Made the saves that she needed to make. There's really not much she could do about that as the shot took a wild deflection, went off the crossbar. Fairfield, though, on the break. This is where Fairfield will want it with 80 seconds left to go in this match. So Muller from Heisel is the tally. Give him
Okay, drop! Everyone drop! Keep dropping!
turnover from Fairfield. Now Muller trying to start something late, but again, it's a bit of a fatigued pass. That ball taken away from Bengati. Still could be on here for a fourth for the Stags. Inside the final minute now. Camille Perlov. Haven't seen action over the last couple of games, but goes to Ness, and there'll just be corners here as Fairfield will try and wind down the last few seconds. Obviously disappointed to give up the clean sheet, but results in a results-based business is what you're looking for first. As Ness into the circle, or nearly, that one was deflected just before that. Here comes Flo Ludnissen, not able to find an outlet. And that will pretty much be that as Fairfield, again, in a day where they needed to get a win against a top-quality opponent in the Northeast Conference, they got it. And also a little retribution for getting knocked down the tournament last year. The horn will sound, and Fairfield will take this one 3-1. 2 goals for number 1, Alex Sr. with the brace, and ultimately now gets the game winner as well. As Fairfield, with the result, improved to 4-5 overall, 1-1 in the league. The win will go to Emily Stribe, who picks up her third consecutive winning decision, or excuse me, third straight at home, 3 out of last 4 on the season. Wagner with the result drops to 6-4 overall, 2-1 in the league. And the loss will go to Sar Van Dalen, who does make 7 stops, a co-season best in the loss. So that's going to do it for our entire Stag Sports Network crew. I'm JJ Duke. The next time Fairfield Field Hockey will be on the air on the Stag Sports Network will be on Sunday at noon when Fairfield takes on Merrimack. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.